Hey guys, it's Benedictines the Vegan, and welcome to my channel. Today, I was having a conversation with my cousin. I was telling him that it really doesn't make sense that a lot of people still have not realized that we are in a prison, because it's very obvious that we are in a prison. Everything about life actually suggests that we are in a prison. And he was like, what makes you so sure that we are in a prison? I mean, everything that's happening could be happening for the greater good. What makes you so sure that you are in a prison? I was like, look at how things actually work in this world. If you got kidnapped and put in a prison, and no one told you that you're in a prison, how would you figure out that you're in a prison? You'd look at how you feel. Are you happy in that place? Are there some things that you should know that you do not know? Things that you are not being told. Things that would actually help you free yourself. You don't know where you are. You don't know how to escape. You're supposed to do some things that you don't even want to do. You actually realize that something is not right. You didn't even choose to be in that place. When you look at how things work in this world, you'll actually realize that we're in a prison. You don't need anyone to come and actually tell you that you are in a prison. You just have to realize that yourself. That actually I am in a prison. Look at how you feel. Like, how do you feel? Are you really, really happy in this world? Are you enjoying your life? Do you feel like you want to be here forever? Is that really how you feel? Or there's something that is actually telling you that something is wrong? I mean, how many people are actually happy in this world? Do you think that other people are happy? Do you look at other people and be like, I wish I was like them? Do you look at how some people have lived their lives and be like, yeah, man, that was worth it? Because when you really think about it, man, there isn't any person that actually lived a life that was actually worth it. Even the people that were very, very successful in this world, they didn't live lives that we should actually say that were worth it. They came into this world and suffered and left a legacy, and we feel like, oh, yeah, they were important. But everything is a trap. You believe that if you leave a legacy, it means that you have lived a life worth living. A legacy for what? You want validation? You want people to remember you forever? For what? Ask yourself that question. You'll actually realize that you are playing a very, very stupid game that you are compelled to play. And you don't know how to say no. You've been programmed to actually say yes. You don't even have free will. People be lying to themselves, telling themselves that they have free will. You don't have free will. You didn't choose the kind of person that you're going to be. There was never a point in life where you said, okay, this is the person that I want to be. I want to love house music. I want to love women. I want to be interested in science and philosophy. I want to be tall. I want to be smart. Like, there was never a point where you actually chose the kind of person that you're going to be. You are who you are today because That's what life has programmed you to be. You didn't have a say. So you realize that you don't even have free will. When you look at how we are compelled to reproduce, how nature tricks us into reproducing, you actually realize that something is wrong. We're not supposed to think. We're not supposed to ask ourselves, well, is it good for us to even be reproducing right now? Things could be so fucked up and people will still be reproducing because DNA is actually tricking them into reproducing. What DNA is interested in is making copies of itself. That's it. So you are supposed to reproduce no matter what, and you are supposed to survive. Once you're born, you're supposed to survive. You're not supposed to be like, this world is just not good. This world is trash. I don't want to live in a world like this. Nothing makes sense here. You're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to keep on fighting to survive, as if you surviving actually means anything. Like, why do you gotta survive? Why do you got to have a long life? For what? What do you gain in the end? What do you gain when your body starts rotting while you're still alive? And you tell yourself that, oh, I'm getting old, I'm living my life to the fullest. No, your body is literally rotting. We've convinced ourselves that this world is good. And that's because of how we've been programmed. This world is good, no matter what is happening. We are able to see that there are a lot of things that we do not like. Is it the reason why we have prisons? It's because there are things that are happening that we do not like. Things that we know beyond any reasonable doubt that these things are not fair. That's why we arrest people who do these things. What we're not realizing is that these people are also in this world. They are part of it. That is why these things are happening. It's not because they are evil. It's not because there's a virus that wasn't even supposed to be here that actually infected them, and now they are doing horrible things. No. All the messed up things that we're doing, we're supposed to be doing these things. They're part of being human. You see, when we hate people for doing evil things, we're basically saying we're trying to control nature. We're trying to control how things work because we don't like how things really work. Animals kill each other each and every day. That's how things are. That's how things work. Human beings do the same. But we arrest them. Why do we arrest them? Because as humans, we are conscious. You see, we're more conscious than animals. So we're actually able to realize that, something is off. So we decide to actually punish the people that are doing these horrible things. At our level of consciousness, we're not able to realize that now the real problem is that we are in a prison. That is actually the real problem. The real problem is in that people are doing horrible things. They're supposed to do these horrible things. There's nothing that we'll be able to do to change that. You see, even if we killed each and every person that is evil in this world today, even if we kill each and every person that's in prison, and every person that we think is going to do something that's horrible, and we left people that we think are good, within some few generations would end up with a world that's like this. You see, there's no way out. because all these horrible things that are happening are part of life. It's just that we're lying to ourselves. We like to tell ourselves that the things that are happening that are actually horrible are not supposed to happen. No, they're supposed to happen. You see? They are supposed to happen. You are supposed to reproduce because nature is tricking you into reproducing so that DNA will continue, and that's it. This prison will continue. Like, there's no end to this. There isn't supposed to be an end to this. I mean, look at how you are compelled to reproduce. Isn't it weird to you that really you don't ever choose to have children? There are some lies that you have to tell yourself based on how you feel. You're not supposed to just think and ask yourself, man, really, is it the best thing for me to do to actually bring a child into this world? You're supposed to be like, oh, I'm lonely. I need to have a baby. You see, it has nothing to do with you actually asking yourself the most important questions, because before you even bring a child into this world, you must actually ask yourself very important questions. You shouldn't just be like, okay, I feel like I want to have a baby and then have a baby. No, you ask yourself if that child is going to be okay in this world. If you have the capacity to actually take care of that child. If you can really protect the child. If you have the time. No, you don't ever ask yourself that. That should make you realize something. It should make you realize that you are being tricked into reproducing. The fact that sex is so enjoyable should tell you something. That fact alone should tell you something. The fact that women are moody when they are on their periods, that should tell you something. The fact that women, when they are about to release their egg, they get easily turned on, that should tell you something. When a cow is on heat, that's the time when it wants sex. That should tell you something. When you haven't had sex in a long time as a guy, when you haven't ejaculated in a long time as a guy, you find every woman attractive. That should tell you something. You are supposed to reproduce. You're not supposed to think. You see, we don't even think when we're horny, do we? Have you never been in a situation where you were horny and you just didn't think? You were like, you know what? Let me just have sex and, I'll deal with the consequences after. Have you never been in that kind of situation? Where you're like, hey man, I know that, things might go wrong after this, but hey man, I'll deal with the consequences after. I'm sure a lot of guys have been in that kind of a situation. You don't think. You see, your brain is not working properly at that time. That should tell you something. That is why there are a lot of guys that don't even want their children. You're like, but you ejaculated inside you've ejaculated inside, so why do you not want your child? Doesn't you ejaculating inside means that you actually want to have a child? No, it doesn't mean that. Nature just tricked you. You're supposed to reproduce. And you did that. Nature tricked you. And you weren't able to see that you were being tricked. And you ended up reproducing. And once we are born in this avatar, we're supposed to remain alive. It's not easy to just choose to die, you know. When you're in these avatars, when you feel like you don't want to go on anymore, it's not easy. You can't just choose to die. It's not easy. Like, checking out is really not easy. That is why there are many people who would rather fight for their right to exit peacefully, for their right to be assisted to exit. That's because it's not easy, you know. People who actually want to exit for real. I'm not talking about people who are not sure. I'm talking about people who are 100% sure. People who are healthy, who will be able to exit if they weren't compelled to be here. But they will fight for their right to exit peacefully. Why? It's because nature has compelled them to be. So that should tell you something, that actually everything about this world is a prison. Everything about this world is actually a prison. We are being lied to each and every day. We are not supposed to know things that are going to liberate us. We're not supposed to be free, you see. We keep on voting for the wrong people. People that end up becoming clowns. People that end up performing for us. People that actually entertain us, you know. They're supposed to actually be doing their jobs, but they'll be entertaining us. You're like, why are these guys entertaining us? This ain't WWE, this is real. These people are supposed to be doing things that will actually help us, but they're not. It gets to a point where you actually realize that no matter who you vote for, nothing is going to change. But we keep on voting, you know. We have hope. We are being given the narrative that things are going to change. Things are going to get better. And we keep on hoping that things get better. Like, things are going to get better. I'm going to see things change before I die. Nothing changed. You know? And then the next generation find themselves facing the same problems and believing that things are going to change, and then nothing changes in the end. It's like how Christians keep on believing that Jesus is going to come back. Or Jesus is going to come back. There are people who actually believe that Jesus is going to come back before they die. Like, they're going to see Jesus appear in the clouds. Like, they fully believe that that's what's going to happen. What's funny is that 500 years from now, there will still be people who will be believing that Jesus is going to come back. 500 years from now. When you really open your eyes, you realize that, man, we've been lied to a lot. You know, we've been lied to in this world. We're not supposed to wake up and actually realize that, actually we're in a trap, all of us. And we're not supposed to wake up. We're supposed to continue reproducing, not even knowing why we're doing that. I know that it feels nice to, have sex. And it should feel nice so that you'll be, you feel like you have to reproduce. Because it feels nice. I mean, we're all chasing pleasure. There's a reason why we're afraid of pain, but we'll choose pleasure over pain. There's a reason why. So DNA is actually able to make copies of itself by tricking us into reproducing. It gives us pleasure when we have sex. So like, oh yeah, that's what we need to be doing. And it makes us, once we have sex, when we will be able to reproduce. That is why when women are in their periods, they're moody. They don't want to have sex. That is why after having sex, as a guy, after ejaculating, you feel like you don't even want a woman in front of you. Like you don't even care if there's a naked woman beside you. Like you don't care. The reason why you don't care is because you've already done what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to reproduce. You were supposed to actually ejaculate so that you reproduce. So it seems to me that if we want to be free, we mustn't be playing this game that nature is forcing us to play. This game that the people that are in power are actually forcing us to play. We shouldn't be participating in these stupid games. It needs to get to a point where you're not even triggered. It needs to get to a point where you think before you act. It needs to get to a point where you're strong enough to choose pain if you need to choose pain. If it means that you're going to be lonely your whole life, if it means that if you don't have children you're going to be lonely your whole life, it's fine. Be lonely your whole life. If it means that you have to be celibate, be celibate, But avoid playing this game that nature is forcing, us to play, because it's not helping you and it's not helping anyone. It is very obvious that you are in a prison planet. I mean, think about it. Do you know what this place even is? You have no clue. But you know that you are suffering. I mean, most of you are suffering. And those that feel like they're not suffering are people that have been lied to so much that they're not even themselves. I mean, think about this. If you are in a place where you are being tortured and you are being told that what's happening is happening for the greater good, what you need to do is maybe not scream, not even complain. Just keep on worshiping God and you'll be fine. You'd have a good afterlife. Things will be fine. You feel better, right? You feel like you're not really suffering because things are going to work out in the end. But if you are really woke and you realize that, actually, I'm being lied to here, I'm being lied to here. It will feel worse. Like you suffer much worse than a person that actually believes the lies. You suffer much worse than a person that actually believes the lies, because the person that believes the lies will be convinced that things are happening for the greater good. That is why there are people in this world who actually believe that they're not really suffering, is because they've believed the lies, but they're actually suffering. Everyone is suffering, whether you believe that things are going to work out in the end, whether you are easy to manipulate or not. Like, Everyone gets to suffer in this world. No, there are people who actually believe that it has to do with what religion you believe in. If you believe in God, God is going to protect you. You know, atheists are suffering, Christians are suffering, Muslims suffer. Like, there is no way out. People are actually suffering. Even if you're doing better than a lot of people, you know, because there are people who are actually doing better than other people, and they think that they're not suffering because they're doing better than other people. But when you look at how they live, you'll actually realize that what's actually keeping them going is knowing they're doing better than other people. It's not that they're happy, they're just doing better than other people. So they're like, you know, I don't have a right to complain because, you know, there are people that are suffering worse than me. I see people post this kind of stuff on Facebook, like, oh, before you complain, you know, there are people with no hands, there are people with no legs. You have to be grateful if you have food. There are people who go on for days without having food. So that means that you should be grateful. No. Life sucks no matter what you have. That is the truth. There's a reason why people like Andrew Tate feel like they have to show off their wealth. You know, there's a reason why they feel like they have to show off their wealth. The reason why they feel like they have to show off their wealth is because they're not happy. What makes them happy is getting validation from other people. It's other people saying, oh, Andrew Tate has 3 Bugattis. They're not happy that they have 3 Bugattis. It's not what's making them happy, it's the validation. It's them feeling like, dude, I'm doing better than everyone else. You see? That's what's making them feel happy. It's not really because they're happy. This should be obvious to y'all. There's a reason why people would rather buy expensive cars even if they do not need these cars. Build very expensive homes. In fact, they don't even need this, like, expensive homes. Like, they have many houses in different places and they don't even sleep in these houses. Like, they don't even need these houses, or they have a very big house with many rooms, all that. Like, they just want to show off. That's what's making them happy. What's making them happy is them being able to show off. You see what the problem is? And it's not really making them happy, because they'll constantly have to show off. They want validation. That's what they want. They want to know that they're doing better than other people. They want to know that other people think they're doing good. Other people think that they're happy. Because the reality is this: life is suffering, and that is the truth. So people are like, okay, I'm not suffering. Life is suffering, but I'm not suffering. If you don't want to suffer, just do what I do and you'll stop suffering. I'm successful. You know, I've worked very hard to have the things that I have. I'm tough. You know, people like Jordan Peterson. I laugh when I hear Jordan Peterson talking about working hard or being a man, you know. Like, dude, this guy is obviously not happy. Like, you can see it. When you look at Jordan Peterson, you can see that he is not happy. Like, it is a fact that Jordan Peterson is not happy. Like, he's actually depressed. You can see it when you look at his face. You can see that dude is depressed. You can see that he's going through a lot. He's not okay, but he's wealthy. And he's supposed to be okay. You know, he believes that he's supposed to be okay. So he has to pretend as if he's okay, even if he's not okay. You see the problem? There's this song by Justin Bieber called Lonely, where he talks about how unhappy he is, even though he has the things that he has. It's because if you're not really interested in showing off, then being wealthy isn't going to make you happy. You know, I keep on telling people I've never been wealthy, I've always been broke, but I keep on telling people that, yo, man, trust me, being wealthy does not make people happy at all. Like, don't ever think that you're going to become happy if you become rich. No, not at all. You're going to become happy that time only, like the time that you realize, oh, I'm rich, and you know, start buying the things that you want. But within some few years, you'd go back to feeling the way that you're feeling right now, because there will be nothing else to achieve. You feel like, what can I achieve? That's why Justin Bieber said that he's feeling lonely, even though he has all these things that people want. It's because what the fuck is he going to achieve? It's like his best days are gone, you know. He's still young, but it's like his best days are gone because he's already used to his wealth. And even if people give him the attention that they gave him when he was young, he's already used to that. It's not going to mean much. When you look at the way that we're living today, you realize that we do have a lot of things that people in the past wanted. You have the internet, bruh. You can talk. Listen, if I want to talk to someone that's in the UK right now, I can talk to that person easily. I don't have to be there. Know how long it will take people to actually communicate with people that are in other parts of the world, sending letters and stuff. Like 70 years ago, not even 70. Like, it was not easy for people to communicate. Now it's easy. I can communicate with a person that's in America now, like right now. I wouldn't even need to wait. I would just communicate. But still, that's not really making me happy. We're so used to this. So having things is not going to make you happy. Having access to things that you want is not going to make you happy. When you really think about it, happiness is a lie. People are lying to you. I'm telling you, there's a reason why people that are rich are not even enjoying what they have. They just, like, they're interested in showing you what they have. I mean, think about it, man. If they were really happy, will they be posting about the things that they have all the damn time? You see Conor McGregor posting a video of him on a plane, or on the beach with his family. It seems like he's doing that for us. It's not even for him. Like, why is he doing that? Like, it's not. When you look at it, you would actually realize that it's not even necessary for him to do. It's not like that's what we want to see as his fans. You see that people just want other people to think that they're doing well. They just want validation. It gets to a point where we're just addicted to validation. We're addicted to likes, you know. People sharing our pictures and seeing that, oh, we are happy. We're happy. Even though we're not happy, we're actually lying to other people. It's not money that's going to make you happy. In fact, if you are broke, be happy that you're fucking broke, because you still believe that money is gonna make you happy, but it's not. Nothing is gonna make you happy in this world. You're not supposed to be happy. You see, you're in a fucking prison. That's what you must realize. And you can see that you're in a prison, but you prefer listening to people that don't know what that's, talking about, telling you that this place is actually good. This place is good. All you need to do is work hard, stay focused, be disciplined. Like, shut the fuck up. That's not going to help you. You will, listen, if you work hard and stay disciplined, you will win. I mean, it's not a guarantee, but yeah, chances are you would win. And actually realize that even though you've won, you don't really feel happy. I remember Tyson Fury spoke about how unhappy he was after beating Wilder. He was like, he became depressed after beating. No, I don't think after beating Wilder. Like, there was this other dude actually that he beat before beating Wilder. He's just felt depressed after beating him, because he felt like he has reached the pinnacle. Like, there was nothing else to achieve. There was nothing else that's gonna make him happy. That's it. He's reached his goal. What the fuck should he do? He was rich as fuck. He had all the money in the world, because boxers do make a lot of money. Like, they make millions per fight. So he's rich. He has things that each and every person want. But he was still not happy. He was so unhappy that he actually wanted to end his life. I'm talking about a very tough dude. Like, Tyson Fury is tight, man. Watch his first fight with Wilder. His first fight. You realize how tough he is. Wilder is a very good boxer. Like, I think he's only lost to Tyson Fury. And he has a good one punch knockout power. I remember in round 11, he hit him with one shot and everyone thought, no, it was over. He hit him with this, like, he hit him with a good punch and everyone thought, nah, it's over. I think it was round 12, round 12, when he was fighting with Tyson Fury. They fought 3 times. On their first fight, he hit him with one punch and everyone thought it was over. Like, I still don't understand how dude was able to still rise up after getting hit like that, especially by Wilder. That's how tough he is. So I'm talking about a very tough dude here. We're not talking about a very, very weak dude that feels entitled or whatever. Like, we're talking about a guy that works hard. A guy that has overcame adversity many times. We're talking about a guy like that was saying, yo, I felt unhappy. I wanted to end my life. He became very, very fat. Like, he's a very big guy. He became overweight. After winning the title, he became overweight. And wanted to end his life. When he went back to fight Wilder for the last time, he was in a very good shape. Like, I'm talking about a guy like that. A guy that works hard. A guy that does things that are supposed to be impossible. That's the type of guy that I'm talking about. But he was still not happy. So who are you to be thinking that you'll be happy in this fucking world? It's a fucking prison, man. You're not supposed to be happy. You cannot be happy in a world that you don't even understand. You don't even understand how you came into existence. You just found yourself fucking existing. You found yourself in this avatar that has knees. You have to maintain this avatar. You can't just be like, no. I'm done maintaining this thing. You are in a prison. If you stop maintaining this body, you're going to suffer. If you stop eating, you're going to suffer. If you stop drinking water, you're going to suffer. Because you're supposed to be here, doing what everyone is doing. So it should be obvious to each and every person that it's in this world that actually, no, this is a prison. They shouldn't be waiting for, an alien to come and tell them that, hey, you guys are in a prison and you need to be saved here. No. You just have to realize that yourself, It's just that people don't even know what they deserve. If you are sentient, you actually deserve to be free, to be 100% free. You shouldn't be controlled by other people, and you shouldn't even be controlled by your own body, making you do things that you don't even want to do. That's fucked up. That's not being free. You see, once you're born, you're not just controlled by society, you're controlled by your own body. Because society controls you, your body controls you. And people still think that this is not a prison. Like, no, man. Everything that you've been convinced to believe about this reality, especially the good stuff, you've been convinced this thing so that you'll not realize that you are in a prison. You don't even realize that, no, society itself is a cult. Like, you are actually born in a cult. But you don't even realize that you're in a cult. And one thing that you must realize about being in a cult is that you don't do things that actually help you. You do things that the cult leaders want. The cult leaders themselves are not happy. That's why they started this fucking cult. Why do you think people would want to control other people? It's because they're not happy. If you are happy, you won't even have time to think about controlling other people. What do you want to control other people for? Why do you want to be so fucking wealthy? Have you ever been in a situation where you were happy? Because yeah, it does happen that you get to have things that you want, and you experience happiness because you just got those things. You're not even used to them. You don't care about anything else. You don't care about proving anything to anyone. You don't care about having power. You don't care about showing off. You're just happy, When you're happy, you won't even care about power. You won't even care about showing off. You won't even care about keeping other people in poverty because you are afraid that they'll be as happy as you. See, when people are happy, they tend to want to do things that are going to make other people happy because they are happy, It's only when people are not happy that they actually feel like, I gotta control other people. I mean, what can I do? I'm not happy, so let me control other people. Let me boss other people around because I'm not happy. I'm not happy with my life. I'm supposed to be happy having the things that I want, but I'm still not. So let me control other people. And that's what you are seeing happening now. That's exactly what you're seeing happening. Now people go to school so that they will have power. Your parents will tell you, go to school so that you find yourself in a good position in life. You find yourself being able to tell other people what to do. You find yourself being worshipped by other people. That's what be making people happy, being worshipped by other people, because they can't be happy. So they're like, I mean, this is the, getting worshipped by other people is actually the best that I can do right now. That's, the level of excitement that I'll get from that. That's the best that I can do. There's nothing else. Things are never getting better, and they won't. If we were meant to be happy, we'll be happy right now, because we are able. Here's what's crazy: we are actually able to live in peace. Like, it's possible for humanity to live in peace. It's possible for humanity to share resources. We don't have to be fighting. You understand that? We don't have to be fighting. Like, we can really be happy and live in harmony with everything. Like, we can be good. So why do we continue to fight? We continue to fight because even that, it's not going to make us happy. We'll still find ourselves wanting more power. I know what you're thinking. No, that would actually make us happy. That would actually make us happy. What do you think that there are people that are actually set for life right now, that actually have everything that they need, but they still want more power? Why do you think Bill Gates wants more power? Why? Why do you think Elon Musk is obsessed with going to Mars? Did I say Elon Musk or Elon Musk? But why do you think dude is obsessed with going to Mars? Why do you think people who are wealthy are not even enjoying their wealth? They are overworking. Elon Musk is always working. Like, dude doesn't even enjoy his wealth. Like, he's always working, always working, always working. Even if it was possible for him to freeze time, because I know what you're thinking now. Oh, he's always working because he's trying to do something important. Even if he was able to freeze time and actually do the things that he enjoys doing, he will get bored and find himself working the way that he's working. You see, he's trying to distract himself by working very hard. There are people who are like that. They can't even chill and do nothing. They always want to work. They always want to be distracted, because not doing anything is boring. So it should be obvious to each and every person that this is a prison. And to escape this prison, we have to do things that are actually hard. It is much harder for a person to choose to not have children. It's much harder for a person to choose to not play this stupid game that we're being forced to play. For you to stop working shitty jobs, stop doing things that are not even helping in our society, stop competing, all these crazy things. Because there's no meaning in doing that. When you look at it from a higher perspective, you realize that there's no meaning. When I look at my life and look at all the times where I've competed with other people, I don't see meaning in that. There are many competitions that I've won, but I don't see meaning in that. I've competed with other people and I've won, but I don't see meaning in that. You see, I see meaning in being able to do something unpredictable. Seeing a person hungry and deciding to buy them food. Something unpredictable, something that you don't expect to see another human doing. Something that doesn't even seem natural. Because people are fucking selfish. But seeing a person that is actually poor and actually doing something for them can be meaningful. Because if we were really happy in this world, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be like, oh, that person is not happy, that person is not enjoying their life. Let's make sure that that person actually gets to enjoy their lives. So when humans are happy, they tend to do the right things. The problem is that they're not actually meant to be happy. That's the problem. The problem is that they're not really meant to be happy. Like, that feeling does not last. They're actually supposed to do what nature wants them to do. It's like we need our own brains to reward us for doing things that nature wants us to do. Isn't that crazy? So you do things that nature wants you to do, and your body rewards you, your brain rewards you, and you feel happy a little bit. And then you continue doing things that nature wants you to do, and then it rewards you like that. But when you're not doing these things, your brain is not going to reward you, and you're going to find yourself depressed. You see? So to get out of depression, you have to be doing the things that your DNA wants you to do, nature wants you to do. You see? So you reproduce. You have your first child. You can feel happy for some time, but then start feeling empty again. And you're like, okay, what can I do? Oh, let me have another child. Then you have another child. Feel happy, and then still feel empty again in the end. What can I do? Another child. When you look at it, it's like there's nothing that you can do to really be happy. It gets to a point where, you have people teaching one another how to be happy. They'll be lying, like, if you want to be happy, you need to be in this state of mind. You need to be appreciative, appreciate the things that you have. You're not going to find happiness if you're not satisfied with the things that you have. You must first be satisfied with the things that you have. Like, no, you can't be. That's not how your brain was wired. You're not supposed to be satisfied. You understand that you're supposed to be greedy. You're supposed to be looking for more. That is why even like the feeling of having an orgasm doesn't even last. Like when you have an orgasm, it doesn't even last. You're supposed to. It's not supposed to last, because if it did last, you get used to it, and you would not want to have sex. You would not. Why would you have sex? So it doesn't last. It only lasts for like 10 to 15 seconds, and then you have to start again, ejaculate again, start again, ejaculate again. So how can you say that you are free? I was talking to this other guy about NoFap. He was telling me how hard it is. There are communities online where they talk about NoFap. A guy will post that, I've only been trying to do NoFap for like a week, and it's so hard. It's so hard. It's hard because you're supposed to be reproducing. You're supposed to be ejaculating. It's not like having an orgasm is something that's actually happening for you. It's not like that's happening for you to be happy, because people don't understand it. They'll be thinking that sex is so enjoyable so that they will enjoy and be happy. It's not. That's not the reason. The reason is that you actually reproduce. You're supposed to reproduce. Why does Nature not give you anything like sex if you're supposed to be happy. Why can't you find pleasure in the same amount of pleasure that you find in having sex in anything else? You can't, right? You can't find that kind of pleasure in anything else because there is nothing that nature can gain if you experience that kind of pleasure in anything else. What nature was interested in is that you actually reproduce. So you see that something is not right about this reality. And it's only when you are really woke. It's not about opinions like, oh, some people think that this world is horrible, but it's not horrible. It all depends on how you look at it. No. It has to do with wokeness. It has to do with being smart, being intelligent. Are you intelligent enough to be able to see when you are being manipulated? Or you just see what other people want you to see? There are people like that. They are very easy to manipulate. Very, very easy to manipulate. They're not able to see things as they really are. They see what other people want them to see. They don't see beyond what other people want them to see. They're very, very easy to manipulate. Very, very easy. If you want to be loved by them, you just manipulate them. Because they're not going to be able to love you if you're real. Why? Because the people who have lied to them, the people who have manipulated them, have set the standard very high. You see, they've lied to them so much that reality isn't interesting anymore. The truth is not interesting anymore to these kind of people. So they want lies. It's like if you have watched movies, action movies, and you watch people doing impossible things. When you see action in real life, you might not feel like it's that interesting. So you're interested in fiction. You're no longer interested in reality. So people who are unable to see reality as it is are not really interested in truth, because the truth is not going to be that interesting. You see, what's going to be interesting is lies. So that's why these kind of people are easy to manipulate. They believe lies more than they believe truth, because truth does not make them feel good. You see? So they end up believing that the people that are telling them things that make them feel good are the ones that are actually good. Like, no, that's far from the truth. The truth isn't that interesting. So yeah, we need to open our eyes and see this world for what it is, man, and stop lying to ourselves and stop allowing other people to lie to us. You must know that you deserve the truth. You know, you deserve the truth. You're not supposed to be suffering like you chose to suffer here. You didn't choose to be born. You didn't choose anything about this world. No, being alive in this world is like doing time. It's like you're doing time. Because you're not really free. Thank you all, guys.